What's good, YouTube? It's your boy JusticeXFalls. We back at it again with another video. Today we're looking at Gotham Knights again. You already know, if you're new to the channel, we've been covering this game since however long ago. Whenever they started announcing that game, I think it was at the DC Fandom a year or two ago. We've been covering this game since. So this one is going to be about Harley Quinn, a more dangerous Harley Quinn, a more unhinged Harley Quinn, not so much the playful one that we know and love. And I'm liking this take on Harley. It's more gritty. It's more visceral. So we're going to check her out. So without further ado, let's get to the video.
Welcome to my party.
Welcome to my party.
She is coming not from
Baby,
a
welcome
place
to the
of,
party.
oh, I gotta be zany.
Well,
I'm
then
a manic
lean. That's
pixie.
all
Like she doesn't need to be the manic pixie anymore. She is kind of gotten to a point where she knows who she is. She has a very clear sense of what her identity is. And she's going to present herself in this much stronger, kind of developed supervillain way.
Gotham Knights Harley Quinn is a very interesting case study in how to adapt a beloved comic book character.
Very interesting.
Her look, her voice, and her brand of villainy are immediately recognizable, but her story and her reason to be is fundamentally altered. That came out of a general philosophy for villains that guided Warner Brothers Games Montreal throughout the design process.
Okay.
All of the villains that we've included in Gotham Knights were chosen for a few reasons. One, we knew we wanted recognizable members of the Rogues Gallery, but we also wanted specific villains who had
a rail
an interesting
gun, a rail
relationship
ice
with
gun.
Batman, where once you took Batman out of the picture, it would cause that character to question, well, what's my function now? Like in a world where I don't have my main nemesis, what do I do next?
Okay.
Where for the likes of Mr. Freeze,
Yeah, that's like if you take away Batman from the Joker, he probably wouldn't even want to commit crime anymore. It just wouldn't be worth it. Like he gets his kick and his satisfaction of being an enemy from making Batman have to put Batman in compromising positions and making him save people. So now you get to see that dynamic with the other villains. Like, what if Bruce wasn't there? Now, what is my reason? What is my function in this world? What do I have to do now? I'm still gonna be a villain, but like, how am I gonna be a villain? Like that's now fundamentally changed now that Batman ain't the one chasing you anymore.
that questioning seems to have led him to, well, just commit more bombastic crime. The story behind Gotham Knights Harley is more personal and more interesting. For a start, the team chose to depict an older, wiser Harley than we've ever seen in a game before.
Yeah, she does look older.
No longer led by other people's whims.
We really did make a conscious choice of allowing her to be a slightly older version of Harley Quinn than we've seen elsewhere. That informed a lot of choices. It informed like a bunch of the performance choices that were made in shooting cinematics. It informed her fighting style. It informed how she presents herself, how she costumes herself.
She seems smarter
as we'll
too.
see in some of the middle chapters
wiser.
of the Harley Quinn arc, even how she presents herself to Gotham City.
Oh, boys!
Crucially though, this isn't a different Harley Quinn. It's one further down her personal timeline than we're used to seeing. As Redding puts it, this Harley has been through two main acts of her story already.
We are familiar with her as like the Joker's accomplice and girlfriend and kind of pathological love interest. And we're familiar with her breaking free from that and finding herself kind of in her Suicide Squad era, where she's kind of Sammy.
And the Harley Quinn cartoon, don't front on that. The Harley Quinn cartoon is really good. I like it.
Being
It's on
coerced
HBO
into
Max.
doing the right thing or doing terrible things for good reasons, sort of anti-hero. And this is kind of coincides with the fact that she's such a fan favorite. People love this character that they kind of want to root for her. So they kind of want to see her doing things that at least ultimately have a positive outcome.
I love
even
this
if she does it
Suicide
in an
Squad, the first
insane,
one.
chaotic way. For
And I
us,
love
we
the
thought,
other one.
well, that idea of Harley kind
The
of
James Gunn
branching
one.
into the direction of good, that's been pretty well explored in a lot of places. So we thought, well, what happens if we take her the other way? What happens if Batman's absence and the kind of rise of his successors kind of inspires Harley to say, well, why don't I finally get to have my career as a supervillain? On my own. I have all sorts of ideas. I'm a brilliant psychiatrist. Like, there's all sorts of crazy things that I can do, especially in Gotham City.
Effectively, this Harley
Indeed.
Quinn's superpower is self-actualization. After years spent working in the shadow of others, she's now unleashing the true Harley on Gotham. For the art team, it was a fascinating process to find what this
I like
version
her
of the
design.
character could look
And I like her mallet
as you
in
can
this
tell
one.
from the many different concept sketches in this video.
I don't even know if it's about physically aging her up. It's more
Oh,
like
that would have
just
been
a
fire too. This one right here, with the double regular hammers, like flathead hammers, like yo, that would have been fire.
Like a confidence that maybe she didn't have before. I mean, on the visual side, it was cool because this is we got to do a fresh take.
Initially, the team simply worked from what we'd seen from Harley before. The same kind of haircut, the same kind of clothes, even having her more closely tie in with Gotham Knight's unruly freaks gang, who will ally with her at points during the game. Associate character art director Jianli Wu said that design was fairly far along before the team was told to scrap it.
It looks like they went with this one.
New.
The criteria we were giving was to make her really fresh, new, and iconic. That was one of those keywords I remember from going through that process. It was very challenging, but also
I like how they went from the double eye paint, like she usually had the double eye paint, to the big spade, like just the big spade over her eyes, whereas before she had the diamonds and things of that nature. Those are card suits. I'm talking about the card suits. Like this is a spade or ace, whatever you call it, and then this would be a diamond. See, now I want to Google it because I'm not sure, because I don't remember. Okay, ace suit. No, not that. Ace card game. Yes, yeah, ace. You know, y'all know what I'm talking about. Like, you know, aces. I was saying spade because of you know, like ace of spades. Hold on. Yeah, so we got the heart, the diamonds, the spade. What's the fucking clover one again? Yo, I'm bugging. Hold on, playing card suits. I went over a whole tangent. My fault, y'all. Spade, a club. Okay, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. A spade. I don't know what I was talking about. A spade, yeah. Okay, she had the spade design over her face, and then the what you call it? The spade design over her face, and then you know, she had diamonds before.
so it was such.
I like the spade design. It makes her look more evil.
Go about this character because not often we can deviate that much from her iconic haircut and all that, and we were pretty much given. Don't do that. We want something new.
The result is a Harley that references the past of the character in new ways. Her boss fight costume makes use of the black and red design with diamond accents that was part of her original appearance in Batman the Animated Series, but pushed further with the diamond design made more prominent. Her hair and makeup have changed, even her iconic hammer.
That's not a diamond. That's a spade, bro. They said this is a diamond. They said the diamond design made more prominent. That's like a spade to me.
With the diamond design made more prominent, her hair and makeup have changed, even her iconic hammer has grown up.
Now, let's play.
This constant balance between the Harley we know and the Harley we'll get to know touched every part of her design, even how she fights.
We had a very specific vision in mind for Harley. She's more herself than she's ever been in her imagination in our Gotham. She has taken this opportunity to say, I am actually a bad person. This is the version of myself that I want to be. I want the freedom to do whatever I want to Gotham and in Gotham. When we got into designing her combat, we loved the old, I have a big goofy hammer, but if you take that into the Gotham Knights aesthetic, it becomes
I have a
actual
sledgehammer.
Giant heavy block of metal that later in the boss fight has a lot of articulated sparking electrical equipment attached to it to make it worse.
Harley's not often one for straight-up hand-to-hand combat. Indeed, her villainous plot involves providing implants to Gothamites that remove their inhibitions and allow them to live their best life, which inevitably leads them to violently attacking you when you try to stop her.
Her moveset is really about moving through this crowd of enemies that she attracts because she has all these devotees to just essentially to slow you down and distract you. And she constantly keeps that hammer in motion, and she's very strong, she's very powerful, she's extremely agile, and it's always about the player or players trying to get the opportunity to interrupt something Harley is doing and deal damage to her before that big hammer.
If you're interested, whoa, what did I just do? If you're interested, I had a video of I have a video
that remove
of
their inhibitions and allow them.
the boss fight. Of this boss fight, if you want to see the whole thing, I have a video. I'll post it up somewhere up here.
And she constantly keeps that hammer in motion, and she's very strong, she's very powerful, she's extremely agile, and it's always about the player or players trying to get the opportunity to interrupt something Harley is doing and deal damage to her before that big hammer comes back upon you.
Ultimately, like any gaming boss, Gotham Knight's Harley Quinn is first and foremost a foil for the player, designed to offer interesting wrinkles of story and gameplay. But the way the team has turned her into that foil is a wonderful way to honour the character herself. Redding points out that it's a neat reflection of what the Gotham Knights themselves are going through. These are 4 sidekicks being forced to grow up and take on a lead hero's mantle. Harley is doing the same for a supervillain. Where Joker was always a mirror to Batman, it seems Harley is aiming to perform the same favour for whoever steps up as a new Dark Knight. Redding sums it up in words that could have come from Harley's own mouth.
Hell, if they want to be the new protectors of Gotham City, well, they're going to need a villain. They're going to need a nemesis, and who better to do it than me? I understand how the game is played.
That's how she would think.
If you
That's
want to know
exactly
more
how
about
she would
Gotham
think.
Knights, we just completed an entire month of IGN first content on the game.
It definitely
including the
did,
first
and we
16
covered
minutes
all of it.
Gameplay and a giant hands-off preview.
He definitely did it. We covered all of it. So yeah, I'm liking this Harley. I'm liking this new mature, evil Harley. I don't care what they say. That's a spade on her face. Okay, it's not a diamond, but you know, hey, that's what they think it is. But cool. This game's looking dope. Can't wait for it to come out. I'm loving the Harley design. I'm liking how she's more serious and she's more dangerous. So she is to be taken more seriously in this game. I'm interested to see how her story plays out in the game. So 1 more month to go, I believe. If I'm not mistaken, let me check the due date for this. Not the due date, but the release date for this. Next month, October 21st. So it is September 14th as the recording of this video. So we got a little bit more than a month to go. So a month and a week to go. So if you're going to get it, let me know. Let me know what you think in the comments. All right. So it's your boy JusticeXFalls. Wait, hold on. Almost said my intro wrong. All right. You already know the vibes. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. This is your boy JusticeXFalls. We out. One.